Hello and welcome to Msansu. We're back again. It is that time of the night, and you might be asking yourself, hey, why are you guys so late? We are late because I had to get the 90%, and I did get it. I was writing an assignment. So, yeah, it's done. All is good. Now we can talk about this case.
Yeah,
and
now
the case
we are free to talk about the case.
Senzo Meyiwa. As we know that the trial resumed from this long adjournment. We're back.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Do the right thing, okay? I know many of you thought maybe we are not coming back. We are back. Some people may have been like, "Oh, they're not coming. We are coming back." We had to address what happened in court today. Okay.
Yebo.
Yes. So the state apologized for the late start, stating that they had to wait for another language practitioner who was busy in another court. And the state told the court that the defense is waiting for the response of the Legal Aid Board on their application to have it partially fund the services of their own expert. The defense was not ready to cross-examine the ballistic expert today. The defense confirmed that they are just waiting for the Legal Aid Board to respond on their application. Some of the money has been paid, and Nisi said that the legal aid suggested that the lawyer who is representing the accused, who allegedly was found in possession of the alleged firearm that was allegedly used in the killing of the deceased, should be the one to rather make that application. Nisi said that he submitted all the documents and that they are waiting for the outcome. So he's the one who needed to make the legal aid application in order to pay the expert that they have come together and organized. So Mshololo said that the preparations and partial payments have been made to Mr. de Klerk, and they are awaiting for the legal aid to fund the expert the balance of the invoice charged by the expert. Ramasipili said that they have consulted with the ballistic expert regarding the evidence, and his report is ready, so it's only the issue of funding for now. Right, the judge had a problem with this, and he said that what surprises him is that the ballistic expert testified in August last year, and he further said that this is South Africa, and when he says some of the things that like this, he's told that he is this and that, and the matter was postponed for consultation because the expert was committed somewhere else, and he says it's been 8 months, is what he said. And Mnisi said that they took the matter up with the accused, who mentioned that there is a possibility that their family members would be able to raise finances. However, as time went on, they then realized that that could be a tough hurdle to go over, and that was the reason why and basically the expert whom they consulted initially then gave his account, his invoice, and then they realized that the gentleman would not be able to afford. It was quite interesting that he said the gentleman, and I was like, okay, gentleman is the one who offered to raise funds. And even he said himself he could not have been able to afford that. Turns out the expert is very, very, very expensive, and let alone his daily appearance as well. When he appears in court to come and testify, they still have to pay him as well for those court appearances. Then he said, we formulated an opinion that we needed to get an alternative funding, which is the reason why early this year, a month ago, they then approached Legal Aid South Africa, and this was not out of their own making. It was because of the circumstances that he has just mentioned. The judge said because they are being funded by Legal Aid, it is obvious that they don't have the financial capability of funding a case like this, meaning the accused. So he was telling them that they needed to follow a process. They needed to go and ask the accused whether they could be able to afford, and then if not, then apply with legal aid. He doesn't understand how this process took 8 months to discover that the accused could not afford to pay the ballistic expert. There was some shade being thrown there, jabs and jabs and jabs, to say that they are responsible for the whole situation that was happening. Well, I hear him and what he's trying to do and what he's trying to say, but at the same time, there was insistence to try and get this expert to be as independent as possible. I mean, asking legal aid for finances was really the final straw for the defense. They would have rather preferred them being able to pay him privately so that he becomes impartial, But now we're in a situation where the partial funds are going to be paid by legal aid. And they are saying that some of the funds have already been paid. So we will see what happens when it's time for the ballistic evidence or ballistic expert to make the court appearance. So the judge asked the state to call the head of legal board to come to court and clarify whether it will finance this expert or not. And the judge said that the application to the legal board can't take 8 months. So he's not really considering the trial within a trial. He's not considering that there are other events that took place in between now introducing or reintroducing the ballistic evidence.
Yes.
Right? So he's not really regarding that. He's trying to throw as much blame to the defense for what he calls a slow pace.
Yeah.
He's giving it and dishing it all to the defense counsel. Even though you can tell that in this situation, the situation was beyond their control. I mean, if you don't have finances, you don't have finances.
No.
And they did not want to immediately apply for legal aid. Why couldn't they be given a chance to raise funds if those funds could be raised? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I fully understand you.
So I just felt like, okay, there are some things he should rather not say. It didn't impact like that. It didn't impact in such a way that, there was nothing in between happening. The way he's making it seem, it was like 8 months yonke. There was no court appearances. They were waiting for the expert. There was no trial within a trial in between. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, yeah, but it is who he is.
And portraying the character of an apologist. Yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion.
But it is the judge that is presiding over this case. Yeah. The state now handed up an exhibit and explained that it was previously handed up, but the evidence of this upcoming witness had to stand down at the request of the defense. Baloyi asked him if his evidence has not changed from the trial within a trial. This is Sergeant Mogane. He was back to come and testify. Yes, it was quite interesting that now the accused have been given cell phones that were found in their cells. That piece of evidence is new, and it was introduced today to say that they had cell phones with them and they confiscated the cell phones. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But this is unbelievable, Kelena. This is beyond my powers, beyond me. Well, Sergeant Mogane returned to the stand, and Baloyi asked him, is it correct that on the 19th of August 2020, he was on duty in Mpangeni in KwaZulu-Natal, and he asked him to please explain what happened. Mogane said that he was with Brigadier Gininda investigating in Mpangeni. Now they were at Mpangeni investigating in KZN, and Gininda received a call from a senior at the prison in Qalakabusha. Listen to how he's framing it. And Mr. Yaka has a different perception of this whole scenario. He's saying, he's portraying, Mogane was portraying the scenario of them just, doing investigations in Mpangeni, and Giligitli, they got a phone call, to go and hear from the senior prison at Qalakabusha. It was like it was also organic. They were not going to Qalakabusha to begin with. They just happened to be in Mpangeni. You understand? So Qalakabusha is in Mpangeni. Where is it based, the prison?
Yeah, the prison is at Mpangeni. You remember it's a famous prison that accommodated, I don't know whether he was accommodated eventually. Who's this guy who was arrested on the basis of, was it arms deal or something like that?
Arms deal?
Was it, I don't remember, was it... the Indian guy.
Oh, Shabir Sheikh.
Shabir Sheikh, yes.
Oh, Shabir Sheikh.
That's, it's a new prison. It's not new anymore, but it was new during those times.
When he got convicted.
Yeah. I remember because I studied that side. So it's next to Exaro, opposite to Hillview.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he the way Mogane painted it, it was like they just happened to be in Mpangeni and they receive a call to go to Qalakabusha. That's how I portrayed it. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I received it.
But now that you're mentioning that, it was not picked up.
No.
And it was not asked. It was not put to this person or was the head of Qalakabusha or something. It was not picked up. And it's something that is going to come back to bite them, because now they're going to be asking this from maybe Gininda, or even Mogane was supposed to be, Mogane set a flaw. So what they were supposed to ask to this man is that, did they call you or they were coming to investigate? Because that is important.
That is
important. Did they go there to do a witch hunt? Why were they there? Were they called?
Yes.
Because from what we are getting is that they were called, according to Mogane, and then according to the head of prison, a good Samaritan called in, and then all of a sudden he gave a cell phone to these people to go and check that many coincidences here, to go and check Joburg people, to go and check if this guy was not plotting to escape. And immediately when you said that, what I wanted to ask, if I was there, I would have asked if that's a procedure. That's what you guys do. Do you, after finding or confiscating the cell phone, as you say, that many people are in that prison, or in a prison, they would have cell phones. Is that the process that you guys take or embark on? Do you embark on trying to search or see what is in that phone? What prompted you to actually start that action? Because the guy is saying, I was giving the cell phone on the basis that the guy might have been planning to escape, maybe. What made you feel like that?
What made you feel like that? That is a very important question. Somehow it wasn't asked, but. So Mogane then said, we then went to Qalakabusha prison. Mr. Yaka, who called Gininda, informed us that he found a cell phone from one of the inmates in the prison. The state informed the court that Mr. Yaka will be testifying today and asked for the hearsay evidence to be provisionally allowed. And Mogane said that the inmate's name is Ntuli. Mogane said Mr. Yaka gave them that cell phone. He then gave us the cell phone and we placed it in the exhibit back in front of Mr. Yaka. And Baloyi asked him, do you
On
remember?
what basis were you placing the cell phone on that exhibit bag? Was it because of what you guys were investigating? Or was it because you wanted to go do the right thing, work
Had
together
you
as a
already
team
profiled
and
him
check?
as a suspect in the Senzo Meyiwa case? Had you already done that by the time that you confiscated the cell phone or not? That is not clear. It's very blurry. And Baloyi then asked, do you remember the make of that handset? And Mogane said it was a small cell phone named Stylo. We then came back with it to Joburg, and the following day I booked it in the SAP 13 in Vosloorus. I then booked it out the following day and took it to our expert, Colonel Stein, to download certain things on the cell phone. You know how that whole cell phone evidence was just shady and dodgy and everything in between?
It is.
Now that he's mentioning this and how he's mentioning it, it's very unsettling. So you are not clear of whether you had already profiled accused number 5 as being involved in the Senzo Meyiwa case. You are making it seem like you were randomly at Mpangeni working on something and you receive this phone call while you are there, and you go there, you collect the cell phone and you book it under the Vosloorus 636 case. Under what circumstances did you book it under 636 Vosloorus case?
Yes, and someone from the prison is there. There is a theory, and this goes to Mshololo more than the others. In fact, even was it who was in Qalakabusha? Is Mapisa and Mshololo? I mean, and Ntuli.
Yeah, it was Mapisa and Ntuli, from what I remember.
So Nxumalo zithulele njengoba ezithulele nje njengegama lakhe. In a sense, eventually the client is gonna be huffing and puffing there, busy trying to. He could have just laid a basis, taken advantage of this so-called head of prison, to say, Chief, did you record this visit? Upon this so-called investigation team coming, did you record their all visit, and did you also record the people they interacted with? And where I'm going with this, there is a theory of Ntuli in Boksburg where he was refusing to go to stand, to say that they came to see Butelis, and then all of a sudden they started arresting us. That so-called headmaster, whatever that they're recording in that side, I had a new name today. It would have shown that if indeed they were recording, and if they were not recording, it would actually solidify that theory to say that they were not recording because they were looking for someone to pin the case on. Because that's what their theory is, in a sense, saying. It's insinuating that they were looking for someone to pin the case. And that's what even Danzi is alluding to in saying that they called him into a different name. So there's a lot of things that could have been clarified by this so-called head of Qalakabusha, ex-head of Qalakabusha prison.
Because Ntuli did say in that recording that Wafiga watufunu Butelis.
So on what basis were they visiting Qalakabusha prison? And that also must be accompanied by the records. Because you don't go around looking for criminals in prison.
No.
Not unless you know something that no one knows.
Yes. Definitely. So Mogane went through the entries of the cell phone, and he said the cell phone was found in accused number 5 Fisoguhle Ntuli's possession, and the date and manner of disposal was the 20th of August 2020. Item booked out for downloading. Now the question I have is, everyone's phone that is confiscated in the prison, is it always booked for downloading, or is it just for this case? That is a question I have, putting it out there. So the name of the receipt or recipient is Mogane from National Cold Case Pretoria. Then don't forget that he was traveling with Brigadier Gininda at that time on that day. So Baloyi said, let's move to the 8th of February 2021, where accused number 2 was held at that stage. Okay, so he asked, please tell the court what happened on that day. And Mogane said that he was detained at Valeria police station on the 7th of February. And then he said he received a report to meet at Valeria SAPS with Sergeant Mabena. And he said that when they got there, they were asked to go into accused number 2 cell. Look at how random and how just all of this is. You receive a phone call, you go to Valeria, but Sergeant Mabena is already there, and they go to accused number 2 cell, and he said that we were taken to his cell, and when we got there, we asked him about the cell phone.
Again,
they don't search, no.
Again,
they ask him about the cell phone.
The intelligence is too much. Unless of course,
it's like prophetic.
Unless of course, if they work with sangomas.
It's like prophetic, right?
Yeah, the intelligence is too much. The intelligence is too much. You just go in, you ask for what you want, and that's it. You're out. And how do you find these things out? And then with Ndanzi, even worse, was in isolation.
Yes, in a single cell.
So where did you get this cell phone after so many police stations? So all these police stations, they were doing the wrong thing. They were not checking Danzi's pockets. They were not checking what Ndanzi had. They were just taking him and throwing him there in the cells, and then wait for Mogane to eventually sangomarize that this man has a cell phone.
Exactly. Never mind that they were traveling with him from pillar to post, police station to police station, and they are telling us that they were not seeing that he had a phone with him.
And it never rang.
It never
all
rang.
Along. At some point
never
they
vibrated.
had this. At some point they had this man for almost a day.
Yes, the whole day and night at some point.
It never.
No. And with him, he would have needed to travel with the phone. Here's why I'm saying that. Because he said in his testimony in the trial, within the trial, that he was moved from police station to police station. He never knew where he was going to lay his head on a particular day, because they would move him. So somebody who was in transit like that had a cell phone with them. You're trying to convince us that you as the police were traveling with someone who had a cell phone with them all the time on them, and you couldn't pick it up. Try next time.
Yeah.
This is completely unbelievable in my opinion. Like, try a better story. Like this one,
Let's not make sure.
No, this one is not lending in every sense of logic. It's not coming together. So you are telling us that under those circumstances, you even testified yourself that you were traveling with Bongani Ntanzi everywhere, and at no particular time did the phone ring. I mean, you abruptly took him while he was with his girlfriend, right? At Rustenburg. And it didn't ring. So the girlfriend...
And upon you taking him, you are in front of him, you see him taking a phone, you would definitely see him taking a phone, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would.
Because the man is packing the ID and all those other things. The The man is packing, right? Because he's going now.
Now, I tend to believe the version more of Ntanzi to say that they actually took my phones. Because even in an arrest, that's what happens. They take your phone. And if they don't take it, when you go into the cells, there's a search process that you go through before you're admitted into the cells. They take your possessions. So how did it slip through that cell phone? Under such heavy, he was at some point when he went to make a confession, guys, he was guarded with a JMPD, is it EMPD?
Yes.
With rifles. So under those circumstances, he had a phone with him. Aye, come on. Aye. Then he said, we were then taken to his cell. When we got there, we asked him about a cell phone and he had been using that we don't know of. He showed us the cell phone that was in his blankets. He voluntarily just showed them that cell phone that was in his blankets. And then he said, we took the cell phone and placed it in the exhibit back in his presence and left with it. He's saying now they put it in the exhibit bags in his presence. In his presence, and then they left with it. This is hilarious. It's hilarious, I don't want to lie. There's no being tipped off by somebody to say that he has a cell phone. I was expecting that. If you're gonna
how is it gonna get a tip off? Because you would assume inmates tipped off. If it is someone who's part of the police station, he would have confiscated that phone. That is his duty.
Yes, that is his duty.
So there is no tip off in this case because in a sense, this thing of isolating him backfires when it comes to things like that. You cannot speak generally and assume people will assume then the person called. You can't. You're going to have to explain that. How? Because this person was kept in isolation.
But they then said, was he with other inmates? And Mogane said he was alone, The following day, they took the cell phone for downloading in Middelburg. And the reason for taking it to Middelburg was because Colonel Steyn was not available that entire week. He said they took it to the DPCI Forensic Investigation Unit, and this unit is also known as the Hawks. And they still found nothing except for the tower connections.
You know what else is very funny about this case? 2014. How often do you keep your phone? How long would you keep your phone?
A minimum of 5 years. By 5 years, it's dust.
A minimum of 5 years. So
it depends on the phone. I know iPhone users keep them a little bit longer.
So in this case, Danzi and the rest of your Ntuli would have kept the phones they had
from
when they did this hit allegedly from 2014. You go to jail with no one downloads anything from those phones, nothing, and then you still want them in 2018. That's 4 years later. Some of them are in jail. They still keep the same cell phone.
But home. At least the case Kamngube, accused number 3, is the one that maybe, the cell phone situation where they took the pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, that one, because they took it from him when they arrested him. The police even testified that they took that phone from him when they arrested him. Remember, you guys, do you remember that evidence? So, in his part, then maybe, and he's been in jail ever since 2014.
Yes.
So the others, that's where it becomes tricky and complicated.
They were arrested for other cases, not related, not even parallel. That's a new name. There's a new term in law. Parallel to any of the cases that they are dealing with. Yes, parallel. Because Ntanzi is dealing with parallelism. So that's what we are faced with. We are told to believe that this is the case indeed, they kept their phones.
If you ask me, this whole thing was a stretch. I don't know what the purpose of it is for the state. To me, it's a mess. It just poked holes even on Colonel Stein's evidence all over again, in my opinion.
Yes.
I just felt like they should have left it alone.
It's because it's like fixing a car in motion. That's my thinking. It's like fixing a car in motion. You are driving, can you imagine someone is there by the bonnet, they're fixing the engine, and the car is moving. You won't get alignment. You won't get proper fix. There's gonna be loopholes. You fix here, you mess here. You fix here, you mess here. When you think that you are ahead, only to find that you are 10 steps back.
He said they registered the cell phone upon arrival, and the judge asked for the original document because I think he was testifying with an abstract document. And Baloyi said that it will be handed up, but the one Mogane was using was for demonstrating purposes. Mogane went through the entries for the cell phone, and he said that it was one gold Samsung cell phone. Mnisi wanted the sealed back number of accused number 5 cell phone to compare with the one that was now being mentioned with accused number 2 sealed back number. And it sounded like Mnisi was trying to say that they sound like similar. It sounded like it was one number to him. But then Baloyi said that he knows where he wanted to go and that he will address it later. Mnisi said that it was the same seal number as the one mentioned for accused number 2. So that was a bit, I don't know how many of you guys picked it up. It was strange to me. And the date and manner of disposal, 2023 0905, it was a Samsung J5 that accused number 2 said that he was in possession of, as well as a small Nyana cell phone that his sister had asked him to fix for her. And he said he never got that small cell phone back that belonged to his sister. So Mogane said that he typed the statement. He said that he would be very happy to refresh his memory by looking at that statement after Baloyi asked him. Remember how I used to highlight this in the previous testimony of Mr. Mogane to say that he always needs to refresh. He needs to look at that statement. And Advocate Baloyi was giving him opportunities to do that today, And he mentioned the forensic back number. He said that he also made a statement on the 19th of August 2020 that he also typed. Yeah, this is with regard to Ntuli now. He has typed another statement. We are typing Nagabal. He types. The date he made the statement was the 5th of September 2023. This is last year. He also wished to refresh his memory. Okay. Isn't it interesting that phones are confiscated in 2020, 2021, and statements are made as the trial is occurring on the 5th of September 2023? Isn't that interesting? And they are typed.
It is.
He also wished to refresh his memory looking at the statement, and he also called out the forensic back number. Baloyi asked about the arrest and the execution of the warrants that he mentioned in the trial within a trial, and Mogane said that it was on the 26th of October 2020. That is when he arrested Ntanzi for Foschler's case 636-2014. But they told us that they arrested him in June 16th.
Yes.
And they charged him somewhere around that time. And now Mogane is coming back. What are we supposed to do with this now? What are we supposed to do with this? Now he's saying that Ntanzi was charged on the 26th of October 2020. While he got arrested on the 16th of June 2020. And they were vehemently...
Is that not severe?
It's not severe. It's Ntanzi. Ntanzi was also charged on the 26th of October, according to Mogane. So now I'm like, what is happening? What is happening now? And Mogane said that he explained to him that he was placing him under arrest and read him his rights. He used the warrant of arrest that he showed him. Then where is the one for the 16th of June? Because they were vehemently saying that, they are charged and arrested him around June for the forced slaughters case in particular. We're not talking about other cases. Mogane, Mogula were persistent in saying that.
Not only Mogane and Mogula were persistent. In his defense, Baloyi, he put it almost like a celebration to say that arresting someone for parallel, even Gininda, for other cases while you investigate them for other. The judge went on to say, but that case is still in court. It's in process. You cannot use it to solidify your heads of argument.
He did.
So there's like confusion.
I'm like, what is happening? It's like he's confessing of some confession of some. I'm like, the 26th of October 2020, both accused 1 and 2 had said that. They said that they were only charged in October for the forced slaughters case.
Yes.
And they made them look like they were lying.
They were lying, yes.
And now Mogane is saying this all willy-nilly, and we are not supposed to.
It's okay, it's water under the bridge. And if you consider the fact that evidence was eventually used in making a decision of these so-called confessions.
Yes, in the trial within a trial.
And a harm has been made, and there's no correction to that harm.
No.
We perpetuate.
We move on. Like we
by
didn't
changing
hear that.
our statement and aligning now it back to the people who are looked at as liars. Even Muzi, he even said that I only got the charge sheet
in
October.
He said, where is the one with my fingers? All of my fingers were
which
taken.
has not since seen it. And the decision was made with no reasons.
This is so unfair.
To accept the so-called confessions.
This is so unfair. Like the way he said it, it was like water under the bridge, willy-nilly. I'm like, whoa. From what I remember, you guys vehemently denied.
You denied. You made them look like they are crazy. The same way, this is where I hear people saying, sorry, so mop the floor. Hey, guys, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do you watch other cases? In the very same country, I'm talking about South Africa. Do you watch other cases? Are you seeing what is happening on the other side? Because I'm still going to talk about CP. I'm still going to talk about Msholon. So if you feel that today was the best, I think Mr. Anonymous is feeling otherwise. And I will submit why.
You felt underwhelmed.
Exactly.
I felt like Ramasipili was a little bit more aggressive in terms of his delivery. But the point, it's not about the aggression. It's about the questions. It's about
Ramasipili
poking holes.
Took almost an hour.
He did.
Before he asked a question that he needed to ask. A very simple, straightforward question. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Someone comes and say, hey, we went through the police station. We were accompanied by the people who were there. We got the phone. That statement. Did you record that anywhere? Ramusipili talks about the occurrence book. I don't understand the excitement about this. I mean, so not occurrence book. The what do you call these books that are given, where they have to record the diaries.
Yes.
I do not care about the diary.
The diary, the
I do not
book,
care.
the register.
I do not care about the diary. You know, one thing that is expected from these people is that they record everything on the occurrence book.
Yes.
And mainly why this should have been your starting point, because these people, they went into trial within trial.
Yes.
They were producing occurrence after occurrence.
Yay, when.
Right?
Yes.
And then the accused, they submit that that thing was not followed. There was no such thing of occurrence. Then they would come in and pick you willy-nilly and take you out.
And take you
when
out.
they want to bring you back, they bring you back anytime. No one has to record that. We were even had to listen to that useless evidence of someone from Mamelodi talking about how the process is that side. We sat down, we listened with you. We listened.
Yes, we did.
And we complained, hey, this person is wasting time.
Yes.
Why is he here?
What's the relevance?
The judge was excited and well, I brought that thing. Useless as that witness was. In my own opinion, he brought that man. Okay, now look at this. It's your time to use that. The judge was even on the side of those people saying that there is no way that these people can just, according to him, during his practice, everything must be recorded.
Yes.
Now, someone comes and say, we didn't record it anywhere except this thing that we are fascinated with, which is diary. I don't understand where a diary is. A diary is a personal thing. A diary is for you.
Yes.
If I have my diary here and record everything in my diary, that thing is admissible, yes, in court, but it is not something that should be used as your standing point.
Yes.
You know, the issue of diary was questioned on the basis of the circumstances that they were delivered on that court during that time, when they were talking about the details of everything. So you needed a diary to support that, and a diary of a person who came in a scene, and that's where the issues of diaries was raised.
Yes.
Now, where are you going with this issue of diaries? We are giving them ideas. It's like we are giving them ideas.
Yeah, the diary. And what else is your?
Why would you start your question with the diary?
Book, you've already seen that those pocket books are not coming.
Yeah, that
Let
thing,
them go.
diary, pocket book, it can
Let them go. Just work with the occurrence book.
It can be manufactured
at the prison.
It can be as much as occurrence book can be also manufactured, but I think I would have focused on that. Here is the police. He's admitting that he broke one of the laws that they have within this system.
Yes.
He went in and fetched someone, and no record of such that can support.
Yet when the accused were saying
when they were
never
accused,
saw him record anything.
They were made to seem like they are liars.
True.
You later, when you're about to sit down, as you keep on announcing you're about to sit down, you start bringing the OB. And when you bring it, you do what you do best, Ramsipil. What you do, you bring it, and then the answer comes, nothing was recorded. Oh. Is that how you defend your client? I mean, I seem to agree. I don't agree much with Malem, but I seem to agree with Malem now and then. This is where our lawyers of our own, you know, this is where you play around this thing. This is where you hit it straight to the judge also, because the judge made these people look like liars.
Yes, he made your clients look like liars.
He trusted the police more than your people.
Yes.
There was no balance there.
Yes.
There was a clear, obvious biasness. In that, this is where you say, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that when you wanted the confession in a trial to be admissible, You were presenting left and right these OB occurrences. You were looked at as these people who record everything everywhere they go.
You even said that. You testified.
You testified.
That.
We are here today. We could have stopped this whole thing because those confessions, if they were not admissible, most probably the case would have weakened.
Oh, yes.
Now we are here. These confessions have been accepted. Now, you are supposed to portray your consistency in terms of performing your duties. Now, today, you are here telling us that you went in there, went out there. Why did you keep quiet during that time when the accused were submitting such? Why did you not support them in saying that, yeah, it's true, sometimes we did not? Why did you not say that?
You just kept
That's
quiet.
how that Sibanda guy was dealing with your client. Why did you not do that? Why did you just, you didn't, okay, sharp.
It's like chilling Nelly. We're cruising nice.
When the judge comes and defend, you tell the judge that at the point when your client was submitting such, it was not recognized in your opinion. You felt that the judge did not feel. You even make examples that you said 1, 2, 3. When my clients were submitting, that there was no recording.
Yes.
People would come and pick you anytime.
Yes.
Now, all of a sudden, we are here. Now you are supposed to defend this. Now, which one are we supposed to stand on, my lord? Which one? If we're going to now, every time something changes, we are supposed to shape to that direction of the state. Which one? This is the same, and you even submit that your learned colleague asked this man if there is any change of the statements or anything that he would like to submit. That did not happen in the trial. In a trial, he comes with the same evidence, but now there's a tweak a bit. A tweak is that what was there on the other side is not now here. Now, which one are you supposed to defend your client on? How are you supposed to defend your clients if the situation keeps on changing and it favors both sides and it favors the state?
It favors the state. It's like when
you want the record to know that your client was not lying.
Yes.
Because here is the person who made my client, one of them, who made my client to look like a liar.
Yes.
All of a sudden, he's admitting that there was no recording and it's okay. Now we should be looking at this pocketbook, which we will never get. Because all these pocketbooks, when we need them for our own defense, they grow legs. They disappear.
Yes. Yes, they do.
This is where, before you even go to your heads of argument, I will leave that for argument. You have created a platform for you to actually go write your heads of argument properly.
Right? That's what I was complaining about with Ramas.
But instead of that,
it doesn't drive it home.
Do you expect these people?
He doesn't put a nail on it. Like,
do you expect these people to accept that they did crime if they did?
No.
No. It's people are defending here.
Yes.
People are on a defense mood. You cannot expect them to do like Butelis.
Never.
Feel sympathy and turn.
Their whole lives
people's jobs are on the line here.
So they are not gonna do that. No.
And then a passive way of doing things. Oh, okay, sure.
It's like man.
So why did you even ask that question for that matter? It's like proposing in a woman. When you have a woman, you propose, and then you don't close that woman. It's like a salesperson.
You leave them hanging.
It's like a salesperson who sells you the product, and then it does not close you. And you are there for the taking, but it does not close you. In sales, I've heard them calling objection handling.
Okay.
you handle that person because you want to close them. How are you gonna close a person if you just, oh, okay, sharp, you don't want it. Oh,
and then
that's
say,
it.
yeah, I'm shy when it's time for arguments now.
Because the judge now is the one defending.
Yeah.
The person is no more there. Put it to the very same person.
Yes.
So
The
that when the
court-
judge comes and defends, you say, my
The
lord.
court saw that the OB entries were available during the trial within a trial because confessions needed to be made admissible. Now we are looking for an OB entrance to
verify what is being said.
what is being said here, and the OB book is not available. What must we do with that? While our client said that they were not recording. Every time they would book them in a cell and book them out, they were not recording anything.
Not unless, my lord, those OBs were fabricated for the purpose of that trial within a trial. You cannot say that. Yes, my lord, I know I cannot say that. But what should I say?
Under these circumstances. We want that OB book. Finish. You must drive it home.
Then you say, I will continue, my lord, with the next question.
Yes. But I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that fighting spirit. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing the fighting spirit. I feel like, you when you have a lawyer like this, you're just like, I'm going to jail.
It feels like that. It does feel like that.
When you have a lawyer who's this timid and so timid and leaving things hanging.
Let me tell you something. Who's this lawyer who was there for the other guy?
That's Bafana Mahungela's lawyer.
I would take that lawyer any day, anytime. I know that we sat here, we analyze and everything. But I would take that lawyer any day, anytime.
That man can put up a fight.
Because that man fights.
For Bafana. That man fought he's still fighting maybe now, if he's still his lawyer.
Do you understand?
That man can fight. You want a lawyer like that.
Why
Even if
are they
you
not
go to
able
jail,
to fight?
You consolidate yourself with the fact that no, my lawyer fought.
There's only one person
fighting.
who closes everything that they say. And it's actually two. Ngome Zulu and Mnis. They close what they say. They drive it. They drive it
home. Nail it. Drive it.
And we've been saying that about
Put it on the record.
That submission of I'm the nicest lawyer, I believe
I'm the calmest one. Yeah. You even brag about it. That's not a good thing when my life is on the line. You bragging about being the calmest lawyer.
Cannot be a criminal lawyer who's the nicest. This is not business deals.
Oh, Gamzuela Shemontanti. Even the confidence Bafana had, it's because he knew he had a lawyer who was fighting for him.
Yes.
When he got to that stand and presented his side of the story.
Why do you represent me like you do not believe my story? If you represent me, I want you to wear my shoes.
You must know details.
Do what I would do to fight for myself.
Exactly.
I must feel that you fought. You didn't just fight.
I know people were like, hey, he's on fire today. I know, I saw the comments, I saw the chat, and I was like...
You can't deal with a judge like this. Also, you can be on fire. Let me make an example. Let's look at the IEC judges. I know it's a different court.
Yes, it's very different.
But you see the engagement there. The questions there.
Yes.
They are relevant.
Yes.
They're not seeking to
acquit anyone or
to undo everything that you have done. Yes.
Somebody.
There are questions that are seeking clarity. Like that's what the judge is supposed to do.
I heard them question. They were seeking clarity. And they wanted an answer.
Mugai Toby was sweating there.
So
because they were asking a very crucial question.
I did not even know what the ruling was gonna go like, even though they were asking clarity seeking questions.
That's how any court is supposed to be.
I was expecting
It mustn't be obvious that already seems like there's a judgment, and then next thing there's something that you have to rule on, you come back with a ruling before the submissions.
You already written a whole judgment.
So if you are dealing with someone like that, you deal with them in a very similar way that
Put it on the record. Put it.
So that when you appeal, there's a room for you to appeal.
Yes. Put it on the record.
I mean, the man is debunking almost everything that you say.
All books were available during the
Only
time,
if it comes from the states, it is looked at as the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So this man is a state man, comes in and say, we did not record anything.
So must this court now take your version over the version of the accused? Even though you are also testifying from hearsay perspective. Who do we believe? Well, let me quickly go over Ramasipili's that whole roundabout. Let me go over it. Well, Ramasipili asked, is it correct that you and Sergeant Mabena arrested accused number 2 on the 16th of June 2020? And Mogane said that is correct. He was arrested in Phokeng. And Ramasipili asked him, when you arrested accused number 2, did you seize any personal cell phones from him? And Mogane said, I do not remember seeing or taking his cell phone. Ramasipili asked him, when you arrested accused number 2, did you seize any cell phone? And Mogane said, since it's been a while, I don't recall seeing an ID on that day.
How many people how often do you arrest people?
It must be often.
What is the most exercise that you do when you arrest people? Other than reading the J50?
It is to read the J50. They search. I know it might seem like I'm making it up, but they search. Don't they search? They search you. They go through your pockets and stuff, and then they have your arms like this, and then they put the handcuffs on. But before they even put the handcuffs on, they've already searched you. Even
obviously they
with
need
the tactical takedown, they searched him.
They need to search you because what if you are carrying a weapon?
So, Mogane ufuna ukusitshela ukuthi akasisearche uNtanzi. And there are people who believe that.
There are a lot of mistakes that are convenient for the states when it suits them. When it's not. Before
they even put the handcuffs on, they search you. They search. They search your pockets. They search everything. They search. They want to make sure you do not have a weapon or anything that could harm them. So I don't understand Mogane's way of doing things in Shapadizi. Well, Ramasipili asked him, well, the interesting thing about it is when they're asking him about the cell phone, if he sees any cell phone from him, he goes to the ID. He says he doesn't remember seeing an ID on that day. And I'm like, how weird is that? Your answer is about the ID. Well, Ramasipili continued to ask him, did you have your official pocketbook? And Mogane said he was using a diary. And Ramasipili asked him, in that diary, did you record your interaction with accused number 2? And Mogane said he did not. He only wrote when he went in and how he did the arrest and the interaction. He did not write it. How do you remember that, and how do you know that? I ever asked, the diary is not here to testify on your behalf. So how do you know exactly what you wrote in it? Well, then Ramasipili asked him, were you in possession of docket of Foslora 636? And Mogane said no, he did not have it in his possession. So Ramasipili asked him, with respect to the erosion of accused number 2, when he was arrested by you and Sergeant Mabena on the 16th of June in Phase 2 Rustenburg, both of you seized a Samsung J5 and another white phone that belonged to his sister. What would be your comment on that? And Mogane said that he did not see his cell phones. Maybe Mabena, if he was alive, he would come and explain. Ramasipili asked to approach accused number 2. And when he came back, he said that accused number 2 adamantly says that Mogane and Mabena took the 2 cell phones from him. And he also took the ID card that he only got in March 2021 while he was in Ramochana in Rustenburg, So the very same people who searched his premises and found bullets in a plastic bag did not want or care to search for cell phones, or to search to find cell phones, right? And yet they were working on this high-profile case. Abazame futhi ngathi akahamba kahle. But watch the judge believe this. That's all I'm
Trust him to believe that one. There's nothing more.
Watch him believe this. And then Mogane said, like I said, when we arrest a person, especially me, we take the cell phone or their thing. It's either we take them to 13 as exhibits, or there is a form called SAP 22. The prisoner's receipt book. He said they recorded there. So this means that if accused number 2's version is true, then they held on to the cell phones, in my opinion. And procedurally so, in my opinion, this is my opinion. And that means that in that time period, they could have done anything holding on to those cell phones without declaring them or putting them on record or recording them. In my opinion, it's a couple of days with those cell phones. You understand? If the version of the accused is true, they held on to those cell phones without putting them where they needed to be, in my opinion. So again, where could you have written in the SAP book when you booked in Tanzi for 5 minutes at Puking? That's another question I have. Where could you have written that SAP book where you hand in their possessions and you only booked him for like 5 minutes at Puking, and then you had to transport him to Johannesburg? And throughout that process, you didn't care for his phone. Really. So accused number 2 said that this J5 was downloaded. It was his personal phone that he bought in 2018 or 2019. And he said that we will discuss that with the witness that is coming. But importantly, his sister's phone was also never returned to him. So I Googled Mr. Anonymous, the Samsung J5 in gold, the specific color of gold, and check this out. It was released on the 5th of June 2017. The model of this phone, it was released then.
Yeah.
So 2014, he didn't have this phone, or maybe he had the same SIM card. Who knows? Maybe they worked with the SIM card, but they were saying they worked with the phone, right? There was not much mention of SIM card. But then I guess with the numbers, they are trying to say that the number he had when they got this Samsung is the same number he had in 2014. Perhaps that's what they're trying to tell us.
But these cell phones, they were linked with
Kelly's
IME number.
An IME number, right? These cell phones were linked in. So this model of this phone came out in 2017.
Yeah.
Mogane said, I repeat, I never saw his phones. Now Ramasipili asked, now it's unfortunate that Sergeant Mabena is not here to speak for himself. Is there a possibility that Mabena is the one who sees the 2 phones that was taken from accused number 2? And Mogane said, if he had taken them, he would have seen them, unless if he took them and put them aside for him not to be able to see them. Accused number 2 Ramosepele said, "We'll tell the court that all the police stations that he was held at, including the one you are mentioning, he was held incommunicado, in isolation with other prisoners. Accused number 2 will state that as a result of being held in isolation, he could not contact his family members. They only knew on the 13th of July that he was arrested." And Mogane said, it's a lie. The contact with his family was done by the late Sergeant Mabena. So he said he doesn't understand
Testifying
when he says
again
he never
for,
seen
testifying for Mabena now.
Then Ramosepele asked him, the logic of the matter is this. Accused number 2 denies that he was found in possession of a cell phone in the cells of Valeria. Otherwise, he could have long alerted his family that he had been arrested and where he is being held. And Mogane said, I do not know and I won't answer for him, but the truth is that cell phones we did find in the cell and you did not record and you didn't put it on the OB. You just took it. And we must believe that you found the cell phone to begin with and you didn't take it while you were arresting him. All right. Then, and ironically, the person who received that phone call to say that accused number 2 is sitting with a cell phone in his cell is not here to tell us about that story. That was Ramosepele's question and what he was putting to Mogane, that this person who perhaps saw Ntanzi with the cell phone in his single cell is not even in this court to testify.
Yeah.
Mogane then said, unfortunately, the court will forgive me because the man has taken an eternal rest. We can't wake him up and ask him, even I do not have the answer. So the person who tipped them off of Ntanzi having a cell phone is also deceased. Is that what he's saying, or he's implying that they're talking about Mabena?
Look, it's not clear. Mine is that Mabena was working for CI.
Okay.
Which is crime intelligence.
Yes.
Not cold case unit.
Not cold case unit.
And then the issue of a cell phone, I think is that one from Qalakabusha, right? That was downloaded in DCI, which is Hawks.
DCI.
Hawks again.
The Hawks.
Well, I don't have any problem. They probably could work together for all I care. But the problem that I have is that who downloaded that phone in Hawks? Because we have Stain here. Stain has come to testify.
Yes. What about the one who downloaded Hawks?
That phone
coming to testify?
In Hawks. Why are they not here to testify? Because seemingly we are running after ballistic now. Why are they not here to testify?
Accused number 2 will also deny that that cell phone was found with him and that it was sealed in a forensic bag in his presence. Now, what I find weird is that the purpose of the police officers in the respected police stations, they are there, right? They are the ones filling in the OBs, and Mogane is supposed to put his signature only. Why was also Mogane called all the way to come find a cell phone in Ntanzi's cell, while there were police officers that are stationed in these police stations?
They would say because he is the one who claims he arrested him.
Besides claiming, for one to say that this person has a cell phone, perhaps they snitched on him or whatever, but then a police officer who's stationed at that police, even the one of Yaka makes sense with accused number 5 to say that he took the phone and they collected the phone from him, right? But why with Ntanzi?
It doesn't make sense.
He gets a phone call and then he gets into the cell and then in the blankets he finds a phone. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's the same way they find the bullets.
It's the same way they find the bullets, right? It's very weird. And then instead of the police officers in that police station handling it themselves and then calling him to say, we found the cell phone in Ntanzi's cell, he is traveling all the way from Pretoria or God knows where to come and look for a phone and find it. Hi guys, no. This version is not make sure. It's not. Then Mogane said that he is not surprised. There is nothing that accused number 2 will admit, but they found the cell phones in his cell. He said, I even sealed it in his presence. So Ramasipili asked him, a prisoner or suspect found in possession of a cell phone is an offense in itself. And Mogane said, may I respond in this manner? Ntanzi was a high-profile suspect. According to our investigations, we do not just rush and charge a person because we found them with a cell phone. That is why we took the cell phone to be downloaded to see what it had inside. I don't know what all of a sudden this whole non-existent disciplinary measures in the prison system and jail system of South Africa is now happening. So they are trying to tell us that there are no consequences for having a cell phone in a cell. And that Ntanzi did not get any sort of discipline from that. And even if the discipline occurred, it needed to be recorded. That's the thing. So there's no recording of any disciplinary that was given to Ntanzi for having a cell phone in his cell. Interesting. Ramasipili then said exactly my point. As a high-profile suspect arrested in possession of a cell phone with which he can communicate with his alleged co-accused, which is a serious offense for which he must be charged, let alone his high-profile stature, let alone his standing orders, not your feelings or how you do things. Ramasipili was very passionate today, so much so that Mogane told Mr. Ramasipili to calm down. Calm down, let's work. The judge laughed.
There was nothing here. Like, I saw the energy, same energy. Honestly speaking, I'm not against him, but I saw the same energy. I felt
to me, I felt a difference, a slight difference.
I felt that he was just patronizing him.
Mogane was patronizing him.
Yeah. That is someone who say I'm cruising nicely. I mean, you do have time to tell that lawyer, Guri Samay Mofats.
Well, Ramasipili said that he's the calmest person in the room. Back in the days, not so much now. Yeah. Well, Mogane said it doesn't show like before, and Mogane said that he repeats that is why he took the cell phones to be downloaded to see who he was talking to and what happened with it, and that he will make a decision once it came back. So he said he was going to make a decision after the cell phone came back from being downloaded as to what punishment or what disciplinary measure Ntanzi should get. Then Ramasipili asked him, did you record on a diary? And he said he did. And Ramasipili asked him, I'm going to request that it be exhibited. And Mogane said, unfortunately, his diary for 2021 and 2020 got lost. Of course it's lost. Ramasipili then said, I'm getting a sense of deja vu of all the police officers that have testified here. When it's time to produce the SAP 206 pocketbook, unfortunately, the unit got disbanded. It got lost. So he's not surprised. This is where he should have emphasized that in the trial within a trial, we did not have such issues. Pocketbooks were brought. We saw the pocketbooks.
A diary, actually.
Yes, even a diary. Gininda's diary. He was saying, I write in my diary, I have it with me, here it is. Hello, somebody.
What is this thing of asking one question to everyone? When people prepare for you, they know how you
know how you cross-examine. So Baloyi stood to object, saying that it's incorrect. And the judge was fighting for Mogane again, saying that he produced the cell phone in a forensic bag, he doesn't understand why Ramasipili is
I couldn't care less about that.
Okay.
This is where you tell the judge the way to get off. I couldn't care less about what we are seeing here. Me and you were not there. What we are seeing here, yes, we can testify about what we are seeing here. It's in the back. Yes.
Well, the judge refused when Ramasipili asked for a short adjournment. Ramasipili said that he was done, but his chain of thought had been interrupted by the judge, of course, while he was emphasizing.
Yeah, this that you put on record, that the judge was interfering.
Ramasipili asked Mogane if they wrote on the books of the Valeria police station. This is eventually he got to it, right? He got to it eventually. And that they went to accused number 2 cell and found a cell phone. And Mogane said that he did not write it. Mogane said that he saw no need to write it in the Valeria police station as he had written it in his diary.
Is that how you work? Is that procedural? Where you see no need?
I'm sure it's not.
Or maybe you work like that because, I mean, you're part of the cold case. You guys have different way of working.
Yeah, you have different rules.
From SAPS.
Well, Ramasipili asked to consult with his client, and when you see why we are saying he doesn't drive things home. Look at that right there, that question that he left, that he could have driven it home to say, is that procedural? Is that how you work in the cold case unit? You don't have respect for police stations and police officers in police stations to their process, because their process says record. Right? So that's how cold case unit you do things. You don't record anything. You just take people in, take people out, take people in, take people out. You do your thing. That's how he should have driven it home. Yeah, guys, Mr. Anonymous is yeah. So Ramasipili asked to consult with his client, and when he returned, he asked the statement. You say that the phone obtained was a Samsung. What type of Samsung was it? And Mogane said he wouldn't know. He just saw it and wrote Samsung. And Ramasipili asked him, during the trial within a trial, Magistrate Kurunye testified that accused number 2 reported to her that he wanted to call his family and his kids. And if accused number 2 was in possession of that cell phone, he could have done that before he even discovered that cell phone. Mogane said he could respond why accused number 2 could not contact his family while he had his phone in his possession. He said he couldn't respond to that. He insists that he had a cell phone in his cell. And Mogane said that he did not write that. They made a cell visit. Ramasipili said, but the police officers of the station, they write, and all you had to do was sign. And Mogane said he does not know how they operate. He will not answer for them. Ramasipili asked to be provided with prisoner's property he came with, as well as the initial SAP-20. So he was asking for that initial SAP-20 as well as the property that Ntanzi was admitted with in that police station. And Ramasipili said while he was kept in the other police stations, Pretoria North, Moot, he was not found because those phones were confiscated when he was arrested on the 16th. So I'm guessing they're not gonna come. That SAP-20 and the list of properties that Ntanzi had while he entered that particular police station where they said they discovered the cell phone, I don't think they're coming, guys. I don't think they will come. Mogane said that he would know how he was not found with the cell phone, and Ramasipili asked him, accused number 2 will also tell the court that during his incarceration in June, he appeared in Tlhabane Magistrate Court on the 22nd of June until he met Jack Buthelezi, who testified that he met accused number 2 in the presence of the police at the CBD in Rustenburg to give him 500 rands for toiletries. Until then, none of his family members knew where he was held, and therefore he had no visitors that could give him a phone where he was found in possession of. And Mogane said he doesn't know how he did not call his family until he met with Jack Buthelezi. He said he would not answer for him. Ramasipili said accused number 2 will deny that Sergeant Mabena liaised with accused number 2 regarding accused number 2 contacting his family member regarding accused number 2 contacting his family member on that night. The judge asked about the girlfriend, Lemohang, they are saying she communicated with Mabena, and she's the one who gave him a change of clothes, who gave Ntanzi change of clothes. Ramasipili said that happened on the 13th of July 2020. So Ramasipili asked, when you seized that cell phone, did you also seize the charger for that phone? And Mogane said he did not find the charger. Ramasipili was then done. Now, what I want to know is the consequences of him being found in possession of that phone, the record, particularly the recording of that event. Where is it? Because I don't believe anything Mogane says at this point. That's my opinion. Advocate Mshololo started with her cross-examination, and she asked, is it correct that you were not present when the cell phone was recovered and it was not in a seal bag when it was given? And Mogane said that he was not there. And Mshololo asked, you did not find it from any of the registers of the prison where all the cell phones recovered from inmates are kept? And Mogane said it's true. That will be explained by Mr. Yaka. Maybe they have their way of doing things. Mshololo told him to forget about what Mr. Yaka will be explaining. She's asking him if he found the cell phones registered in any of the registers when he signed for it. And Mogane said no. Mshololo asked him, was it kept in any safe? Now, this is with regards to accused number 5, you guys. It's accused number 5, the finding of his stylophone. And Mshololo asked, was it kept in any safe when it was handed to you? And Mogane said no. Mshololo asked him, is it correct that you don't know when it was recovered from the said inmate? And Mogane said he doesn't know. Even though you said I should not mention Mr. Yaka, however, he is the person that will come and explain on where did he discover the cell phone. So you just took the cell phone. You did not get any explanation or a story behind the cell phone and how it was confiscated. And we must believe this. Mshololo asked him, when was it recovered? At the time. And Mogane said, I don't know. Mogane then said, was there any SIM card packed together with the cell phone? Mogane said he didn't look at the SIM card. So what if the phone was not working? You did not care on whether the phone could switch on and off, and you were not just taking a dead brick with no SIM card or with no battery. You just took it. And he said, I only took the cell phone. Mshololo then asked him, what is the serial number of the phone? And Mogane said, I did not take it, I don't know. Mshololo asked, why not? And Mogane said, because I did not think of taking the serial number, as I was just told to come to get a cell phone. It's the first time I'm hearing that the police did not care to take a serial number. It's all very peculiar to me, because usually that's what they look at, right?
That's definitely true.
So for a police officer to not care for the serial number, it's rather odd. Then Mshololo reminded Mogane that he is a detective, and Mogane said he had more than 15 years experience when he recovered that cell phone in 2020. And Mshololo asked him, so you are telling this court that a detective of more than 15 years experience did not know that he was supposed to take that serial number and record it? And Mogane said, on the line of duty, there's somewhere where things are mixed up, when you don't know what to write and what not to write. After 15 years. Mshololo then said, I put it to you that the cell phone referred to in this document is not the same one that was recovered by Mr. Yaka by the inmates referred to in this exhibit. Think about it with regards to accused number 5. Is that far off? Provided there's no documentation of where they were jotting down all of these events as they were happening, is it far off to say that maybe they just took another prisoner's phone and they gave it to accused number 5 and they said, this is your phone? Is it far off? Because there's nothing that supports their story.
Yeah, that's true.
Then Mogane then said, I don't know how to answer that. I only received the stylophone. As to how Mr. Yaka found it, I don't know. Mshololo then asked him, do you know how many stylos were recovered in Qalakabusha on the same date of 20th of August 2020? Do you have evidence to prove that this stylo is the same one that was recovered from the same inmate? Mogane said he wouldn't be able to tell. Mr. Yaka, who found the cell phone, would be able to come to court and tell the court. And Mshololo asked him, did you write a statement on the handling of the handset? And Mogane said, I did not write a statement. Aha! He did not write a statement. He wrote it in 2023, Mtakabao, as the court proceedings were occurring. Yes. Mshololo then asked him, you never covered any stylophone from Mr. Yaka. And Mogane said, may I ask Ms. Mshololo, which cell phone did I get from Mr. Yaka? And Mshololo said, I am the one asking questions here. Mogane said that he is the testifying from the original document, because at this point Mshololo was now asking, are you testifying from the abstract or are you testifying from the original document? In fact, she even asked to see it. She wanted to see that document that Mogane was testifying from. So they handed it over to her and she was able to see it. The 20th of August 2020 is the date that he handed in the exhibit in Vosloorus. And he said that it was recovered on the 19th of August 2020. It was in the evening. He cannot recall the time when this phone was taken on the 19th of August from the said inmate. And he said that he recorded it in his lost diary. And Mshololo said that she's not talking about his diary, but the chained statement about the handling of the exhibit until it was registered into the register. So Mogane said that he understood, but he did not write such a statement. Mshololo asked about the color of the handset, and Mogane said that it was black and it was not written on the register. So the color of the phone was not written on the register. Mogane said that he did not write it. What was important was that he received a cell phone. Mshololo asked him, you did not write it because you never recovered any black stylo cell phone from Mr. Yaka. Not Mr. Mayaka, Mr. Yaka. Then Mogane said, can I ask, maybe you can tell which cell phone did I get from Mr. Yaka? And Mshololo said, you're not asking me any questions. If you don't know the answer, just say that you don't know the answer. And Mshololo directly to Mogane, or directed Mogane to column number 4. And that's where Mogane said that he did not write that he received the handset from Mr. Yaka. So on that register, you guys, Mogane did not even write that the phone that he got it from Mr. Yaka. Mogane said that he received it from Mr. Yaka, not that he received it from the inmate. So this entry, according to Mshololo, as she was asking, is not true information. It does not contain the true fact that you discovered the cell phone. It was Mr. Yaka. Then Mogane said, I disagree with you. I repeat that I received the cell phone as I was given by Mr. Yaka, not that I was the one who discovered it from the inmate. Mshololo asked, at what time did you enter the cell phone into this exhibit book? And Mogane said that it was in the morning. It was around 4. And the number, he said the OB number will tell them what time it was. Mogane said that he took it to Colonel Steyn to have it downloaded and asked where Colonel Steyn signed that Mogane said that Colonel Steyn signed in his diary.
That is work. That is really shady, if you ask me. Now we sign my diaries now.
A moment of silence. A whole Colonel Steyn was signing in Mogane's diary. Mshololo then asked, so you don't have records regarding the handing over of this exhibit to Colonel Steyn? And Mogane said, unfortunately, at this movement, I do not have those records. That record is very important because it will determine exactly how long Colonel Steyn had these cell phones with him to work on, you know. and the specifics of these particular cell phones, And Mshololo asked him, did you apply for any 205 for this evidence? And Mogane said no. Section 205. They are not fond with the warranty and stuff, ne?
They don't, basically, it seems as if they don't follow what we are told they should follow.
They are not into that whole procedure.
It's like they have their own ways.
And then Mshololo
and it works for them.
Yeah, it works for them because now look at when Tanzi is, And Mshololo then said, why not? It's Brigadier Gininda's department. I did my duties up to there and then he would take over further. That's what Mogane was saying. He's passing the baton to Brigadier Gininda. Mshololo then said, did you take this handset to any of the cell phone service providers? And Mogane said he doesn't know. Personally, he did not know if any others who were working on the cell phone did it. Ngomezulu stood to ask a couple of questions. And the first question was that SAP 13, does it deal with the 8th of February 2021 for accused number 2? And Mogane said, okay, it's still Ngomezulu. He was saying that he just wanted to establish something. Was it in 2021 or 2020? And Mogane said it was in 2021. So Ngomezulu asked, is it correct that on the 27th of October 2020, that was the first appearance of accused number 2? And Mogane said that's true. And Ngomezulu asked him, when they appeared on the 5th of March 2021, where were they coming from? And Mogane said that he was not present on that day. So this is the third court appearance of the 5 accused that took place in, I think, Boksburg Magistrate Court. And Mogane said he was not there on that day. So when he was adjourned when they were adjourned or postponed on the 27th of November 2020, was he postponed to Valeria or to a particular police station? And Mogane said he does not recall. He would be lying. The judge said that Mr. Ngomezulu has already covered this evidence. And I'm like, when? Oh, you mean in the trial within a trial? And then he said, I put it to you, Ngomezulu said to Mogane, that accused number 2 was not at Valeria police station on the 8th of February 2021. Mogane said that he disagrees, okay. He said that he can tell them further on where he was kept. It was now the judge's turn to ask a couple of questions, and he asked Mogane, do you know the most distinctive identification of a cell phone number? What is it called? And Mogane said, yes, it's a serial number or an IME number. What was the point of this question?
Oh, it's easy, man. It's easy. It's not difficult. I think the smart judge is easy to figure out. What he expected from him is the answer no.
So he wanted the answer no?
Yeah, that's my opinion. Think about it.
Because I'm like, what is the point of
No, think about it. Think about it.
Or to cancel out the work Mshololo had done.
Yes. Simple as that. That's why he didn't take it further. Because this guy knows, he even said it's I am me.
Do you see these tricks? Do you see that?
So you wanted an answer no. No.
Because I'm like, why are you
I'm not a cell phone expert. That's where it was going.
I'm not a cell phone expert.
Yes, unfortunately.
To exonerate him.
Unfortunately, this guy answered the wrong.
Was pompous.
So it did not. You check. It didn't take it further after that.
He didn't.
It was not just a clarity to say, oh, I want to make sure.
I
no.
left it alone.
It's always clarity to actually debunk something.
The state re-examined, and Mogane said that the bag was sealed in Mr. Yaka's office in prison. He said that Mr. Yaka was there. Mogane said that it is not true that the J5 was confiscated on the 7th of February 2021. Ramasipile asked with regards to the serial number, did he get it for the Samsung J5? And Mogane said that he did not write it. So in the post-lunch sitting, Shololo asked, and the IME number was not given to Colonel Steyn, because Mshololo asked about it being given to Colonel Steyn. Did he give the IME or serial number of that cell phone to Colonel Steyn? And Mogane said he didn't do that. The state now called Busiso Babsi Yaka. Yaka joined DCS in July 1992. 1994, he worked in Krugersdorp. Until 2008, he worked in Swanerwater in Cullinan. Until 2014, as the head of security as a lieutenant colonel. Guess where Cullinan is? Cullinan, Mr. Anonymous, guess where it is?
I can't even guess.
It's in Pretoria.
Oh, yeah.
It's in Pretoria.
Kampan. You know, when taxi drivers, they see another taxi driver's taxi is broken down, and they stop, they call each other, hey, Kampan.
It's in Pretoria, guys.
There is a very good, nice working relationship that I see most of the time about this team. Even if you are not part of it in a sense, but somewhere, somehow, you could have touched someone somewhere. I'm saying this because if you look at Mjiako, you look at most of these people, somewhere, somehow, they've worked in some crime intelligence, somewhere, taxi violence, whatnot.
Yeah.
There's commonalities.
Region.
There's always this common factor about the people that seemingly are willing to help with this cold case unit.
It's in Pretoria. I just thought that I let you guys know that it's in Pretoria. I mean, I was thinking this man born and bred and raised in KZN, no, Krugersdorp, Pretoria, and then all the way to Empangeni. And he was promoted to the head of center at Qalakabusha prison in May 2014, and he was then transferred to Ngome, where he worked until retirement.
Not a clear answer there. Not a clear answer as to the transition from Qalakabusha. Now we have 2021. I wouldn't be surprised that
he's in retirement.
Yeah. And he's not 60 yet?
I don't think. He didn't sound 65.
He said he's not 60 yet.
He said he's not 60.
I think I heard something like that.
So he's not 60, but he's in retirement. He now detailed the events.
Which
of the
is very convenient
August.
because he couldn't get some of the documents.
Yeah. Yes. Retired young. He now detailed the events of the 19th of August 2020, and he said that he started his day well and was waiting for Colonel Gininda, who was coming to investigate one of the inmates. Listen to that. Isn't it contrary or contradictory to what Mogane was saying? As fundless, storyless. He, on the other hand, Mr. Yaka is saying Gininda came or called him and said that he was on his way.
As a person who's in charge, who's gloating about knowing these prisoners and their whereabouts, because you also have access to remind yourself, who was that person of interest?
He was coming to investigate one of the inmates.
Who is that one inmate that Gininda was coming to investigate?
They didn't ask.
Did you record that down? If we're to find the documents that the states conveniently left out, because they always bring people with their information to support them, would it say the same thing? Who was that person of interest?
So later he received a call, and based on the information he received, he decided to conduct an investigation. Yaka said he went to section 15B, where the person who had a cell phone was. How did you know he had a cell phone?
Right, they can sense, they can smell it like
Why
like
is
meat.
your story has missing parts? Tell it all. Tell it all. You know, tell us the story. We are here. You know. He said he opened and there were 3 males. He then asked the one who had a cell phone to hand it over to him. Baloyi asked who was that person, and Yaka said it was Ntuli. And Baloyi asked, is he in court? And Yaka said, yes, he's right at the end. Baloyi asked, he told him to continue. Yaka said, I then asked for the phone. He didn't resist. The phone was on the bed and he handed it over to me. I then closed the cell and went back to the office. I informed my superior that I was worried about what this phone was used for. He said he called the investigators who had come earlier to investigate who he was talking to and asked that they inform them if an escape was being planned so that they tighten their security. So he's literally giving us a reason here why he gave that cell phone to Mogane and Brigadier Gininda. He said that he wanted them to investigate if they were not planning to escape. That's his reason for giving them the cell phone.
That is why it is important to ask who's this inmate that this cold case team was coming to see. Because in his evidence, if you read from the voice, because we can't see the body language, what he's saying is that this man was still there. This man was chilling there, so he just wanted to check if he was not planning prison break. And that's it. So that sounds like they were not coming there for Ntanzi. Because what I want to establish is that issue of Buteli. That's why I'm asking, who was the person of interest?
Then Baloyi asked, did you know the accused? Then Yaka said he knew him. As the head of the prison, part of his responsibility was to welcome new inmates and explain processes. And Baloyi asked him, you said the phone was placed in a bag and sealed. Were there any identification numbers? And Yaka said, yes, there was a long number. He just can't remember the number. And Baloyi asked him, did you make a statement? And Yaka said he made the statement and he read it and signed it. Baloyi asked him, what is the procedure to be followed when an interview is found, or when an inmate is found with a cell phone? And Yaka said, dealing with an inmate that is not yet sentenced is hard. We usually take away certain privileges. He gave an example of how they maybe take away visitation rights, for an example. But then they cannot take visitation rights for lawyers because it's their right to have lawyers come and consult with them in the prison. So this is interesting. Unlike Mogane's situation with Ntanzi, where there was no consequences at all. Right?
Yeah.
No explanation of such consequences. And who would he be to come and give a prisoner consequences where he's not stationed? Right? So it's all very wishy-washy when it comes to Ntanzi there. It's blurry. Advocate Mshololo started with her cross-examination of Mr. Yaka, and she started off by asking, you discovered the phone on the 19th of August, 2020.
Let us like the video. I see people are complaining that the likings are not liking.
They are not giving.
So please like the video. If you feel it's not good, it's okay. But those who feel it's good, like the video.
I'd appreciate that like button, hit it, smash it. So Yaka then said the same day around 6 o'clock. Okay. So that is when he discovered the cell phone on the 19th of August, 2020. And Mshololo asked him, did you write down the IME number? And Yaka said he did not open the phone. And Mshololo asked, did you record who you gave it to? And Yaka said yes, he recorded everything, including who he gave it to. And Mshololo asked him, who did you give it to? And Yaka said, Colonel Gininda. Yaka says Colonel Gininda, while Mogane said he took it, and he doesn't mention Colonel Gininda that much. With Yaka's testimony, I heard Colonel Gininda a lot Gininda. But with Mogane, it was like he was by himself.
Yeah, it was like he was all in his own.
And now, Yaka is saying, I gave it to Colonel Gininda, this phone. But then Mogane said he took it from Mr. Yaka. Mshololo then said accused number 5 denies that the phone was recovered at around 1700 hours. He says it was recovered at around 2100 hours and not from him. Yaka said this is a straightforward thing. I asked him directly to give me the phone. Mr. Ntuli respected me, so when I asked for the phone, he gave it to me. Like I said, the phone could not even have belonged to who they are saying it belonged to. I mean, how do you prove that that phone belonged to? And if that is the case, then how did it connect to Kelly's number? This thing is a mess.
Because these cell phones are linked to 2014.
Yes. How did it connect to Kelly's booking number?
There's a booking for the dance.
And then Mshololo then asked what you recovered was Musa Wenkosi Ndimande's charger. The phone was recovered next to Mr. Ndimande's bed. Yaka said that's not true. Mshololo then said, did you obtain a statement from Mr. Ndimande? And Yaka said, no, I did not find anything from him. Yaka said that he was with 2 other officials and they didn't make statements because he is the one who recovered the phone.
And he doesn't remember them.
Yaka made the statement 3 years after the recovery.
It's a norm that there's going to be 2014 statements. Get used to it.
That were made in
2020,
2023.
2024 statements are coming.
2024 statements are coming, right? Right. Mshololo then asked him, why did you not do it on the same day? And Yaka said, I still have the information because I am still alive. Mshololo asked him, did you write down the names of the people you were with? And Yaka said, no. If the police wanted them, then they would have asked for them. Mshololo asked, did you write the IME number? And Yaka said, no. I only wrote the number on the sealed bag. Mshololo said that there's no chain evidence to prove that nothing happened to the gadget from the time he took it from Ntuli to the time when it was handed over to the investigating team. So yeah, guys, that was it pretty much. Cracks of what happened today in court. I am done. I resume my duties of hosting and kind of putting a picture as to the events of the court and where the puzzles are missing. My job is done.
5 phone calls in. As you forgive me in advance, I'm so tired.
He was writing an assignment, guys.
Yeah, so let's have calls, guys. Let's call. Let's hear what people are saying. Gonna read some of the things that you guys wrote here.
Sending.
And some of you have been calling. This is the right time now to call.
Yeah, please call. Now I want to hear from you guys what you thought about these proceedings today. This.
First caller, hello. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, sir, how are you? First caller,
Hello.
hello. Can you reduce the volume? Hi.
The volume of the TV.
Skora njani?
Go on, Njani. We will wait for you.
The volume of the TV in the background.
For everyone, please reduce the volumes when you come in.
When you call.
So that you
Hello.
can hear us through the phone.
Yes,
Hello.
hi.
I'm fine. How are you?
We good, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. So my take is everything that was said today is just a lie because now when Ntuli was arrested, he said when he was in court, Gininda came to Qalakabusha to ask for Buthelezi. Now Gininda went for a phone. It's not corresponding for them to say they went for the phone. Yes. And the other thing, the defense is weak. They should have asked for the footage the day in question. Gininda and Mogane went to Qalakabusha prison so that it can be proven that they went there. And the AVL should be asked by the defense. Because now we are being played as fools here. And the judge, you can look at his demeanor when Mshololo is cross-examining. He's very, 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 very sour.
Yes.
So this leave much to be desired. And then he said to Mshololo, now today he was very furious at Mshololo when he was cross-examining. That's what I want to put it.
Thank you.
To be heard by the listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you for raising this point.
Yes, good point.
Thank you, especially regarding to how tense the judge seems to be when Mshololo
Zanzelo?
is examining.
Hello, Dr. Masirikai.
Good, sir. How are you? Siko.
That anonymous that anonymous cannot have visual. Wawana handle that one all blacks that work at the batin to one. Kena motion to take off relative. I got to meet a bit. One want to work at the batin to all blacks. More cannot high profile cases. Yena wa can and high can what tender risha. Kanena wa campaign ka kiss you. Hana tava loro familia mutoya disease iri ha khatele nix.
Yeah.
Koro o corrupt hona. Imagine kore nakelaga baswaba obana the whole career ya commissioner ya KwaZulu Natal.
Yeah.
Career ka ofela kore e lava blacklisted for kore kale bakala muthe one fela. Because ke utlwa no tsena arne. How come the suspect do find the high profile lawyers, the advocate, o kena kae wena o bana ntwa ha wena tlamele o tlele right evidence.
Yeah.
Well, about the lawyer tsa batho ba o kena kae wena. So how is no evidence? How no evidence? Tloela batho. So instead of jigi o he batho bana ba Swaziland ha ona mo kena tika taba EKE. The following day, but why you want the right suspect? What about to bow? Kore mutana le career e sharp. Why destroy easily? Kalabagala to black like me. I can't. No change, and I'm taking it. After elections, Baloi go to jail, Tanzi out. And then Ratayena, the way Ektakati, Ota follow Baloi, Ota Rongolian, must watch out.
Yeah.
Ota Rongolian, over the day when Toba Yetani, your campaign, I come a bit to Abatu. Mwatuatoka is when our campaign.
Yeah.
With a tendara. Man, 29 May, Hoza. Risk crash about one ago, fella one and Dretala Monakitut. Do not general what to know about to Juka, but Waga Dimarne, Rata, Haona Muta Alea complain against Rata. So the one or Nabateta. Kimata Lea complain against Rata. One, how got Talo Lea complain against Rata? We are Jose Mampur. Where what do you? So complain no general Mozambique reality. Really camera there, Koto. It's all not the Kenya complain no chinana. When I got a software, boys at Trongo.
Yeah.
So 29 May, right, crash and Tongo, Malo, Liva to buy about Trongo. Tanzi, Utala wow out. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Zanzelo.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hello.
Hi.
Morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, we can hear you. Just shoot.
Okay, because I couldn't hear you guys. All right. I can see that you guys are well, so I'm not going to ask you how you guys are doing.
Yes.
Last time when I called in, we spoke about the clay cow. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yesterday, that clay cow was just manifesting. It came to life in that courtroom.
Yeah.
These people are taking us for fools, and for public servants to sit in a courtroom and just lie with a straight face. That confuses me. That I have is, if Ntanzi is described as or considered to be a high-profile suspect, right?
Yeah.
How can you be driving around with this guy for almost a day and not even notice that he's got a cell phone? Really? Do these people really think that we believe that?
Yeah.
And then Mr. Manyaganyaga on the other side, he is supposed to be the head of prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy just miraculously, he's this guy who just loves his job so much that, when there's no staff or staff has gone home, he's going to be now taking over and going into the cells and checking for cell phones. How convenient is that? Why is the head of prison going in there looking for the cell phone when there's other staff members that can actually do that? Come on, guys. I mean, put the pieces of the puzzle together. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, Mr. whoever there, I don't want to mention his name, he comes in, he gets the cell phone.
Yes.
And then the cell phone is taken somewhere for information to be downloaded, right? So is this the procedure in the prisons? So when they search inmates' cells and they find phones, do they call investigating officers somewhere and then hand the phones to them? Is that the process? Come on, guys. These people, they're just playing with us. We're not kids. We can see what is going on here. And Ramos Sepile, oh my goodness. He raises very important questions, but he doesn't drive the point home. He doesn't, probe further for more things. He just asks and then he's like, okay. And then he moves on to the next thing. I don't know whether he's intimidated by the old man over there or this is just how he works. I really don't know. I don't understand. He can do better. Sometimes he's on track, but instead of just driving the point home, or just putting it to the person that I put it to you, that you're not telling the truth or whatever. He's just like, okay, let's move on to the next thing. He just leaves it hanging. And if he keeps going on like this young man is going down.
Yeah.
I'm so scared for him. But anyway, guys, thank you. Let me give other people a chance.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you for
morning.
calling. And also, yes.
Good evening, Mr. Ano, and also you, my sister Emily. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Tsepiso Bambo from Polokwane. I've been following you for some time right now, and I should tell you that I'm very much appreciative of the work that you're doing. Your analysis and your reviews of these cases that you're doing is actually way mature and informative than a lot of other channels that I'm listening to as well. Okay, let's get into the issue. Today, I was so surprised and shocked when I was listening to the court case resuming, because I'm on leave, listening to Mogane with all that you were saying, and also Mr. Yaka with all that you were saying. The only thing I was able to deduce from whatever they were saying is nothing but lies. These people were lying, through their teeth. They were so lying. And, the other things that I've picked up as well is the conflicting, incidents leading to the confiscation and the handing over of the alleged phone. Because Mogane says he was busy with Brigadier Gininda around Mpangeni doing their investigations when when Brigadier Gininda received a call about the said, the cell phone. But now, the question is, from Mogane's statement or evidence that he gave, is that why did Mr. Yaka saw it necessary to call Gininda? You can see that there was some conspiracy, there was some concocting of information that was already happening between the two of them. Because now, I mean, every day we hear of the cell phones that were confiscated, from the inmates and other items, but not even one of them were handed over to some investigators for whatever. And now come Mr. Yaka. Mr. Yaka now, when giving testimony, he's saying the investigators already were within the premises, busy doing their investigation. But now the question is with who? Because he was like, they were busy and the prison, was closed. Now, when the prison was closed, Ntuli was not with the investigators. He was in his cell in section 15B when he supposedly received an anonymous call, stating that Ntuli is having a cell phone. Now, the question is that who were the investigators busy with? Unless if maybe you can remind us to say maybe at Qalakabusha prison, Ntuli, because as far as I remember, Ntuli was the only person who was housed at Qalakabusha. The other accused were at other prisons and police stations. But now when they were busy with their investigation at Qalakabusha, who were they busy with? Because Ntuli was already now closed off into section 15B. Now you can imagine, you can just see that there is just this conspiracy happening. Things were just cooked. There is nothing genuine. And what was even baffling me was the fact that they were stuttering throughout their testimony. Like, it's like somebody was even at the point of, almost losing breath as they were speaking. And that can only tell you that the person is lying. Because when a person is speaking the truth, they speak with vigor, they speak with conviction, they speak with passion and all the strength. But when somebody lies, you are even able to hear yourself that, you know what, ke fella le ke moya ge ke bolela. Hey, a re tsebe batho ba gešo, a re tsebe this case.
This case, I'm telling you.
This case, like I couldn't stop laughing. And especially me, understanding the environment, Yabo Mogane and everybody. A lot of things that Mogane was saying, when you write an item as a possible exhibit, you write everything. You even open it to say there was even a SIM card found. And you also write the serial number of the SIM card, the IMEI number, the serial number of the phone, and all of that. He didn't do that. But nothing. Now it is so convenient that he's saying he lost the diary. That does not happen. It doesn't at all. Mara ke court ya Judge Rata motlageng. So mogatleng wa motlageng. Dilo di tsamaya ka mokgwa no. You can even see what the Bobaloi, with all the blinking of the eyes that is always given the witnesses, or he's just trying to just lead them and just so that they continue deceiving. But there is a God in heaven who knows all the truth. Thank you very much, and God bless you, my people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought I was the only one who's seeing the face. The blinking 10 times when something is not right. Just just do not talk about what was said by someone. It's just. So yeah, guys, I think we took your calls. Thank you very much for being part of the show. If no one calls, once I'm done reading these names on the comment sections, then that's it. Oh, luckily, Zanzi, hello. Zanzi, hello.
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 Are you good?
We're good, sir. How are you?
We're good. It's really at Van Staden here in Port Elizabeth.
Yes.
No. This what you call it, about diary. This most personal books where you can take home, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Tata Mazoleta Nwaki, you don't let Mogane, he let Stein sign in his diary when he gives Stein the phone. How can he let it sign in his diary? Can you? That you can't believe that, and now the diary is this thing is messed. He lost his diary, but the important evidence is that he staying signed in the diary. When ilahlekile is lost. That is unbelievable.
It is.
Anywhere Sulantika, what Papsi, he got a call with an unknown number, but he can't say that Gininda. What if Gininda was calling him?
What
if Gininda called him on his China date? He was supposed to go home, but Gininda called him, and now he say it's an unknown number. These people. Okay, now just that there's 2 points.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, guys.
All is alleged, guys.
Everything is alleged.
The theories that are coming out, they are very interesting.
You guys are woke. You see everything, every single minor detail.
Smart people. On the comment section, we have Pearl Kumalo.
Hi, Pearl.
Paul.
Hi,
Manjani. Katleho. Nakiti.
Hi, Katleho.
Net. WS. Lulama. Sirai. And then Ozzy.
Lulama.
Dube. We had Elizabeth. Makaleng. Sizumkaka. Mapula. And then Khaboile. I hope I read that correct.
Yeah, Khabuile.
Khabuile, yes. Lula, okay. Tabiso M. Daung. Pepelo Kuma. I think, it's repetitive here. And then
Ru M.
Yes. Xolile Mkhwanqane.
Hi, Xolile. I don't know whether it's me, but I feel like it's been a while.
It's been a while. She's been around, eh?
Yeah.
Mamelo Skunana.
Mamela Skunana. Yes. Hi, Mamela
Skunana. And then we have, just go up a bit, Tumi. And then, let me see who was this. Tapiwa. You guys don't give others a chance. Hey, talk. We just go up a bit. And then we have Misani Miss Missy, that is our member. Abel Bailey. Okay. Lady C. I want to make sure that I get new people that I don't normally call. Ntuli Tools, obviously. Ntuli Tools is our moderator.
How? I'm not seeing those ones. They are not appearing on mine yet.
You will not see them.
I don't see.
Antlaye too.
Antlaye too.
Mthokozisi Langa, our moderator.
Mthokozisi Langa.
Yeah, if I missed you, it's not Mraul. Is that how you pronounce?
I think that's how I pronounce it. Raul.
Yes. Queen of South Africa.
Hi, Queen of South Africa. Queen of South A.
Yes. South Africa. Yeah, that's it, guys. If I missed you, I'll probably get you on the end. Michelle Lee, thank you. We saw you. Yeah, if I missed you, probably you just have to comment one more time. Then I'll call Chuku Anna.
Chuku Anna, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's basically Blessing Mabena.
Hi, Blessing. Ke Blessing Mabena.
Yes, Blessing Mabena. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys very much. Thank you appreciate you. Please like the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We never say subscribe this day. Subscribe if you don't subscribe.
Hi,
Like the video, interact with the video, share the video.
Subscribe,
and thank you to our moderators and
you will not regret it.
Our members. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much, you guys. Highly appreciated. All the engagement, support, you watching.
Petros Ntapo.
Very much appreciated over here. We like even hearing from you. Morning gang, leave your comments down below. I want to see them. I want to hear what you guys are
morning
thinking.
Gang is coming. Please like the video. Let us not make it harder for morning gang. I know they always put us on 1,000 or so, but let us just leave them in a good number of like 4 to 5 if we can. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.